I want to bring something to you guys today that I have been dealing with over the last few weeks, and that is feeling God. Now, this whole pandemic is completely uncharted territory for all of us, and it's perfectly normal to suddenly start to feel a massive distance between us and our family and our friends, but it's also quite normal to feel that there's distance to God. And it isn't to say that God isn't near, it isn't to say that he's distant from us, it just feels like he is. And for me, I found that not being able to meet as a church in the same way that we used to, it has forced me to change the way I act in my faith. And I have struggled with feeling like I'm not able to connect with God in the same way as before, and honestly wondering where he is in this whole situation. So today I'm bringing you some wonderful words of wisdom from this book, The Purpose-Driven Life. It's by Rick Warren. And day 14 in this book is exactly about all of this. When God seems distant. And I want to start with some encouragement that God is always present. Even when we don't feel him, he is always there. His presence is too profound to simply be measured by our emotions. And secondly, it is our faith that pleases God. It's faith that he is always there. We are told that he will never leave us nor forsake us in Deuteronomy. And this extends even when we don't feel him. So this brings me about to another question. How do we worship when we don't feel God? How do we worship when we feel abandoned? Now, Job worshipped God. It's written that he fell to the ground and cried, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall depart. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." He worshipped, even though he felt alone. So by focusing on the nature of God, the nature that he is constant, that he is there, we can begin to worship through faith rather than through feeling. Now, one of my favourite Bible verses is Psalm 46 verse 10, and this is from the Amplified Bible. And it is, "Be still and know, recognise and understand that I am God." So I know that there are times that I need to pause and remember the nature of God. And I urge you to do the same. Just take a breath, remember his promises, remember that he promises to never leave us. He notices everything about us. He notices our lives, and he has a plan for us, and that will never change. And through this we can begin to worship through faith, the most deeply and purest way we can worship.